Hello everyone, I am Sandeep Jetwa, an English literature student. Today I will be analyzing the 2025 documentary Kavi Kant, which is produced by the Purvalaap Foundation. The film explores the life of Manishankar Ratnaji Bhatt, who is a Gujarati poet and the father of Khandakavya form. I will be examine how the film moves beyond the traditional biographical storytelling through the lenses of literary narratology and the film theory. So let's start with the introduction.
Introduction. The author, it means the writer, Jay Kholia. Before we dive into the film's structural elements, it is essential to understand the author behind it. Jay Kholia, he is living in Surat. Kholia is a promising young filmmaker whose previous short films have garnered attention at the various national and international film festivals. Interestingly, Kholia does not come from a traditional film school background. He holds a postgraduate degree in physics with a specific background in astronomy. As we will see, this scientific perspective deeply informs this cinematic language. As a filmmaker, Kholia has been heavily influenced and mentored by the renowned film scholar and the theorist Amrit Gangar. Guided by Gangar's theory of the cinema of Prayoga, it means cinema of experimentation, Kholia's work rejects commercial constraint in favor of avant-garde, deeply researched artistic expressions. The apparatus and the rigor of austerity. Let's first examine the film's medium. Amrit Gangar draws a fascinating historical parallel regarding this film. When the Lumiere brothers invented the cinematograph in 1895, audiences were shocked that such a tiny box, barely 6 by 6 by 4 inches, could capture moving images. Exactly 130 years later, Jay Kholia shot an 84-minute featured entirely on devices even smaller, a Google Pixel 8 and a 14,000 rupees Redmi Note 10 smartphone. In the film studies, we frequently discuss how the camera's physical limitations dictate the form. Embracing the rigor of austerity, the filmmakers utilized available minimal resources to extract maximum aesthetic potential. Unlike a heavy 35 mm camera, the smartphone's constraint necessitated an intimate, highly deliberate visual language capturing striking tracking shots and authentic structures of the spaces Kant inhabited. The epistolary narrative and the absent archive. From a literary perspective, Kavi Kant functions as an epistolary film. Jay Kholia rejects the traditional external historian's gaze. Instead, every single word of the narration is sourced directly from Kant's surviving letters, of which there are around 700. Kant himself becomes our guided tour, ensuring that the subjective reality of the poet is preserved without modern editorializing. Furthermore, the film addresses the archival absence, a common hurdle in historical film studies, because only six photographs of Kavi Kant exist. Jay Kholia refused to rely on artificial intelligence for historical recreation. Instead, he commissioned sketch artists like Akshaya Ramakrishnan and David Panchal to create over 20 hand drawn sketches to represent the poet pictorially. This deliberate artistic choice foregrounds the film's constructed nature, reminding us that we are watching a translation of history. Sculpting in time and Brazilian juxtaposition. Instead of a chronological timeline, when often construct a narrative, the film heavily applies Russian director Andrew Tarkovsky's concept of sculpting in time. Tarkovsky argued that every shot has an inherent temporal flow and the editor must balance the time pressure when juxtaposing images. To bridge his archival document, poetic recitation, and natural footage, Collier utilizes Robert Bresson's theory of notes on the cinematographer. Bresson argued that An image is transformed by its contact with other images, just as a blue color changes its tone when placed next to a green or yellow. By placing a shot on a historical document next to a slowly shifting, reversed shot of the sky, Kholia strips the document of its dry historicity and imbues it with the poetic melancholy. The semiotics of the Khandakavya. For literature student, the film's most brilliant achievement is its translation of poetic metaphors onto cinematic semiotics. Kant's Khandakavya borrow their symbolic language heavily from the nature. Drawing on his astronomy background, Kholia opens the film with a telescopic shot of the moon, directly referencing the real lunar crater named Kant after Emmanuel Kant, visually mapping the poet's literary legacy onto the cosmos. Throughout the film, specific visual motifs act as literary devices. The recurring imagery of fire and the sun represents Kant's ceaseless quest for the spiritual truth. Conversely, images of dead or uprooted plants reflect the profound tragedies of his life, including the loss of two wives, five children, and his agonizing, socially ostracizing conversion to Sweden-born Christianity. In the conclusion, as students analyzing the cross section of text and screen, Jay Kholia's Kavi Kant serves as an essential case study. It is not just a biography, it is a cinematic essay on how we adapt literature and memory. By rejecting the conventional biopic format, Kholia forces us to engage with Kant as a multifaceted intellectual, playwright, and philosopher whose search for truth cost him everything. It proves that the constraint of a medium like shooting on a smartphone combined with a rigorous literary research can forge an entirely new cinematic form.
Thank you so much everyone for watching this analysis. If you enjoyed this video, please deep dive into the film and literature. Please do like, share and subscribe and let me know your thoughts about the film today. See you in the next video.